So this is what we're up against, boys.
So who are you?
We were just gonna hang out. That was it.
But how old were they?
She told me she was 19.
No. How old did she tell?
Yeah, I don't believe this particular person. As of course, the culture war just got that much more convoluted as there's a right-wing civil war and now major updates specifically surrounding TPUSA and Timcast that are disappointing. Personally disappointing as well here, as right now we are finding out that the first time in a long time, Timcast and myself will not be doing a special TPUSA America First show. When we did these shows, they were spectacular. They're incredible. We've been doing them for a number of years now. And I got some behind the scenes stories, some things that I know that I can't share, some other things that I will share, particularly about this story, is of course Tim Pool, someone that of course I work with, has just released a statement about how TPUSA is not having us back this year. Now, I have a lot of things to say about this because I think it's important here. A lot of people are kind of extrapolating some of the kind of hypothetical stuff that Tim was talking about here, and I think they're worth talking about. As right now, there are important conversations to have, specifically about the future of TPUSA. We had Frank Turret come out, and TPUSA's security guard come out recently on the Sean Ryan show and answer a bunch of questions, but also leave us with a bunch of questions. As a lot of people are saying, this big tent movement might not survive, especially with Charlie not here. With TPUSA and Tim Pool no longer doing a show, is that another clear example of it? I hope not. But we'll get into it all here on this independent media broadcast. And if you appreciate these types of videos that kind of go into these deep dives and tell you what's kind of happening behind the scenes, subscribe, click the notification button. We greatly appreciate all the time that you spend with us. Now, let's get to Tim Pool here, who just released this video. Some people are saying he's not invited because of Israel. And I'm like, no, that's not what he said here. The facts matter here. And Tim released this statement. He released the full video that has been titled Timcast Not Invited to TPUSA AmFest this year. I'll go over what I think is happening and the potential type of scenarios that could likely explain what is happening here behind the scenes. And you guys will vote, and then we'll have a conversation about it probably on another live cast that I do later on today. But this is what he said on Timcast News, quote, "I haven't said anything particularly disparaging about AmFest, but they told me I couldn't come. Why?" And then he goes off and says, maybe it's because I said we should stop funding Israel. Now, that's a big accusation. Is that the actual accusation of what's going on here? Is, of course, people are saying, what's going to be the future of TPUSA? And I think this event will definitely highlight that, as some people are saying, well, will they go in the way of Ben Shapiro? Or will they go in the way of Tucker Carlson? The answer is none of them, right? And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But let's get to this Tim Pool clip, because I think it's important to note here, of course, I'm disappointed. I've been a part of these events. I loved these events. These events were incredible. This is how I got to know Charlie. And again, I'm not going to be like, I was best friends with Charlie. No, but I really got to see who he really was through these types of events in a limited fashion, of course. We talked and DM'd, whatever, but overwhelmingly, these events were awesome because TPUSA pulled out all the stops for us. Like, Charlie Kirk was so nice to us. His staff was so nice to us. They took care of us. They were absolutely just top of the line, incredible. Like, the experiences I had there, the opportunities, main stage, main event, Tucker Carlson, Charlie Kirk, Tim Pool, Steve Bannon, so many incredible other people and human beings in that weird Irish potato spoon stealing guy. Me. And of course, the ego of it is also prevalent, and I'm kind of sad. As some people say, look, this is a representation of things to come. I don't believe that, and I'll tell you why. But let's play Tim's clips here and then kind of go over it step by step.
Turning Point maybe sees this. And I'll tell you my thoughts on this one. I wonder if I represent an anti-interventionist faction. Tucker Carlson does too, as does Candace Owens. And I wonder if that's the real reason. I've not said anything particularly disparaging about AmFest, but they told
Now, he said, I wonder. Now, some people are saying, it's true, it's confirmed, it's fact. No, Tim's just kind of openly, publicly speaking about this. He's like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I think there might be another explanation. I'll tell you the other explanation here in a little bit, but the responses here are very telling.
told me I couldn't come. Why? Maybe it's because I said we should stop funding Israel.
Maybe it's because I said, now, is that the case? No, it hasn't stopped TPUSA before, and TPUSA is still having Tucker Carlson at this event. Tucker Carlson had Charlie Kirk come up to him and say, go Max. Now, we were saying this AmFest is going to kind of dictate the future of TPUSA, and it looks like they're sticking to their guns, even though there's still tremendous amounts of pressure. Ben Shapiro came in, dropped $1 million, by the way. Right? That's big. It's a lot of big money, and they're still sticking to their guns. There's still overwhelming pressure to cancel Brett Cooper, to cancel Tucker Carlson, to cancel Megyn Kelly. All right. I'm going to pull up the TPUSA website and highlight who's still there and who's not there, because the nuance here matters. Now, before going into the rest of this clip and getting into some really awesome, incredible clips that happened last year with Charlie and Tucker Carlson, myself and Tim, I just quickly wanted to remind you very shortly, sign up to lookandfiltered.com. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. 20 cents a day, $8 a month, 3 master classes. We had a chat room. Something happened in a chat room. I don't know what happened. I'm figuring it out. We're setting up a new chat room. We'll send out an email to all the members. We'll make a post when you log in, and we'll get you guys back in. Super excited to talk to all of you guys. I was like, hey, how come I'm not seeing any notifications? I was busy. Now I'm like, where's the chat? We're going to bring back the chat. So stay tuned for that. Apologies for the inconvenience of people needing to log in again to the chat or check the emails. But we'll make it up for you guys, and we'll do a special live stream where you guys will get to ask questions to me directly on our new channel. I'm going to start going live on the new channel either today or tomorrow. It is Luke Radowski 76. Why 76? Because I started a whole bunch of other accounts, and they just don't do well. This one, hopefully, will do better. We will see. But this is our new channel, and I will be doing a special live stream where I will only be answering members' questions. So stay tuned for those lives. Stay tuned for the conversation, as, of course, you guys get to be a part of it more than anyone else by signing up to lookunfiltered.com. And again, a lot of people get financed by donors and special interest groups and countries. We get financed by you, okay? And we're very happy to work for you rather than work for nefarious people for nefarious reasons. As of course, there's a lot of bad money out there dictating speech. Doesn't happen here. LukeUnfiltered.com. Check it out. Link is down in the description below. Now, here, Tim Pool continues on.
maybe it's because I said we shouldn't be giving money to Ukraine.
Now again, people are not running with that Ukraine angle. People are running, Israel, he said Israel. TPUSA is not happening because of Israel. Now listen, Tim Pool's not known as the anti-Israel guy. All right? Now granted, he's calling out Israel derangement syndrome on both sides. And there is a lot of those people on both sides that are dominating the conversation. And Tim Pool overwhelmingly has been calling out throughout his career more of the kind of Israel derangement of people who hate Israel. Now he's calling out the people who just love Israel, want everything to happen in Israel. But again, he's not your groiper. He's not your like strong person who is the biggest critic of Israel. He has gone after and debated very seriously a lot of strong critics of Israel and has made very interesting content of it. We had very interesting conversations personally on the show about this issue, about other issues, and it always makes for a good dialogue. And if there's one thing that you got to give Tim Pool is that he's not afraid to have the conversation, right? He's willing to bring on controversial guests. And even though you guys might disagree with him, and I disagree with him on some things, he's willing to have that talk that a lot of people are afraid of talking, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, no, I can't say that. No, I don't want to say that. Oh, I don't want to make this stand. Tim's like, this is my stance. Let's go. And you got to respect that. And he has been able to platform some of the most controversial voices, including mine, to his detriment sometimes. Give credit where credit's due. I like Tim. Tim's a friend of mine. And I think we could disagree on some policy issues, but overall, I think he's doing an incredible job. And he represents a lot of what TPUSA and Charlie Kirk kind of represent. This kind of conversation piece where we could actually sit down and talk to each other. And that's what Charlie Kirk and TPUSA did. And it looks like TPUSA is still trying to continue that. As of course, TPUSA came out to Tucker Carlson and said, Tucker Carlson, you and Mark Levin, let's have a big debate on the main stage. Mark Levin tucked his tail between his legs. And he was like, I'm not talking about scoundrel. He's a German with a mustache from the 1930s. And I'm like, you're ridiculous, right? You just got an acceptance to debate the biggest political figure of our time and youth figure of our time, and you cower and you say, no, coward. But TPUSA is still trying to engage in those particular conversations. Now, I have a theory about what potentially could have happened here, and I'll tell you why. And again, I don't know exactly, but I'll tell you behind the scenes. I'm like, hey guys, anything I can do? I'm like, hey, what do we got to do? Let's make this happen, because these events were incredible. These events were so fun. Where else on the main stage, speaking in front of, what was it? 10,000? How many people show up to these TPUSA events? A lot. Thousands and thousands and thousands. And these guys pull off the best events, the best political events. Listen, I've been to a lot of them. These guys pull off the best ones. And they've been doing it in an incredible fashion. Where else on the main stage, main show, could you have conversations like this?
Country. America sucks. We hate America. America should be funding these.
Yeah, a lot of this is not for profit. A lot of this is not for strategic American goals. I don't think these people care about America. These people literally go to the Bohemian Grove and do mock child sacrifices. They literally do spirit cooking where they take bodily fluids and try to summon demons. They literally go to private islands where they hurt little babies and children in unspeakable ways that we can't even mention here on this particular frickin' broadcast. These are evil, sinister human beings that I truly do believe are worshiping a larger outside entity, a satanic, evil entity. It sounds reductive to say that, but if you look at everything they do, it doesn't add up until you put in the kind of spiritual aspect to this. They have been hijacked. They are not real souls. They are individuals serving the greater evil.
I changed my answer to that.
Yeah, and again, those conversations are needed, as the Tucker Carlson's like, yeah, let me tell you about the interdimensional beings that have an alliance with the government. We need that. Why aren't we doing that? And listen, behind the scenes, I'm talking to all the parties. I'm like, we got to make this happen. And I'm like, push it to 11. This is the year. Push it to 11. Crank it up. Crank it up more higher. Bring back everyone that was on that stage. Bring back Tucker. Bring back Bannon. Bring back every single one of us. Let's redo the show. Let's keep the chair empty for Charlie. And let's crank it up as high as we can. Because if there ever was a time for us to do this, if there ever was a time for us to put our egos, put our pride aside, put our differences aside, come together, it is now. This is not the time for Mark Levin to tuck his tail between his legs. You know what? We're all in this big umbrella movement. Charlie's no longer here. It's still like, it's just, every time I'm like, oh yeah, he's not here. That sucks. Because he was able to bring this big umbrella movement together. This year, and this is my optimistic side, what I would love to see is everyone saying, we're putting our differences aside, right? The Israel derangement people on this side, the Israel derangement people on this side, whatever. We'll come together and we'll engage in a conversation, and the best idea will win. Let's engage in that conversation. Let's all come together. Let's all build up instead of destroy. And we're not doing that, and that's disappointing. Anyway, I only played 27 seconds of what Tim had to say. I still got way more to say. And again, a lot of this is also selfish and egotistical because I'm like, I want to be on there. Yeah. And fully transparent. Yeah, I want to be up there. Because having an ability to have these type of conversations, especially now, more important than ever. So, and it looks like that's not happening. Now, why? I'll give you my answer in a little bit, but let's play the rest of the clip here.
Maybe it's because young people largely don't want foreign intervention, and there are individuals in politics who disagree. So I will say this. I've been given the official reason. I had made hurtful comments. Maybe. I had been told.
Yeah, there was a situation where Tim was questioning the future of TPUSA without Charlie, right? And I guess there might have been some kind of feelings here. This is the time to kind of let it go and try to understand. I don't think Tim was coming from a nefarious place at all. I don't think he was. I think he was just trying to call things as they were. And Tim was saying, we'll see what happens. I forgot the exact comments, but it's not Ukraine, it's not Israel. It's behind the scenes type of stuff that's happening here. But also, more importantly, I see what it takes to do the Timcast show. It's a lot. Now, Charlie used to handle the Timcast show. Like, he used to be like, okay, we got this for you, we got taken. Oh, Luke needs a hotel. Yeah, let's get him a hotel. Boom. He's taken care of. Boom. All right. Charlie's not there to take care of that anymore. And Charlie, it was like, yeah, we need Timcast because Timcast represents one of the biggest political shows out there that isn't stodgy suit-wearing individuals. And he understood the importance of that, right? Tim has his, look, I'm skateboarding. Tim represents a huge portion of the audience that I think is important to capture. Charlie understood that. Charlie used to take care of all the details. He's not here. And it does take a lot. Like, I've seen what it takes to pull off, like, a Timcast traveling. Like, I used to do it myself when I had the bestpoliticalshow.com. And I used to do travel shows, and there were nightmares. Audio problems, schedule. It was just nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. That was extremely and I did it all through, like, a bootleg broken laptop. And Tim doesn't work through a laptop, right? There's a professional studio, there's schedules, there's times. And I'm like, hey, man, can't do Friday, let's do Saturday. Can't do Saturday, let's do Sunday. Let's figure something out. Let's do a special edition show where it's not. And it sucks. And if there ever was a time to let go of the emotions, let go of the feelings, and kind of have this big umbrella movement, this would be now. Again, the video's almost over. I haven't played the rest of this video. Now, again, I don't think Tim was coming off trying to attack TPUSA with his comments about we don't know how they're going to do without Charlie. I know some people took offense to it, but again, for me, let's build up this big umbrella movement. Let's please move forward, and then it just lands on deaf ears. If you think it shouldn't, share this video. And again, I got to continue because there's so many things. I had so many different articles pulled up that I was wanting to show you guys.
They're full. Hard to do. Perhaps.
They're full. And again, there could have been also logistics mistakes. Like, oh, yeah, cool. Oh, yeah. This is the event that Charlie used to put forward and do. And, oh, yeah, we filled up the schedule. And Charlie used to just like, oh, yeah, Tim's. Okay, cool. But he's no longer there. It could have been a legitimate misscheduling, and then there could have been emotions involved, and it's like, yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way. And it is a big dude. It is a lot of work and a lot of money to put on a Timcast show on the road. A lot.
Perhaps. Tucker Carlson is expected to speak there. Maybe it's just it would be too difficult to cancel him. Candace Owens certainly would not be speaking there.
I say bring Candace. I say bring all of them. Bring Candace, bring Mark Levin, bring Ben Shapiro, and of course, but you know what? They're going to automatically say, no, we're not coming. If I could just have one thing in the world, it would be like, hey, let's all sit down and engage in conversation. I think this is what we need right now. And if there ever was a time and place to do it, it would be TPUSA.
But I do wonder if one of the main reasons is that there is an effort to consolidate around a pro-interventionist liberal economic order faction. The use of Tim Pool is no more. We don't need a disaffected liberal who's anti-war and anti-intervention. That's not what the movement needs. The movement needs those who are going to champion foreign investment and foreign intervention. I'm not saying that's definitively why it happened, nor am I trying to cast aspersions, nor impugn the honor of anybody. But I think one of the principal rifts right now is that young people do not care about our involvement in these foreign countries. They want to know how they're going to buy a house and have a family. But I believe if you're going to change this, you need an organization that reaches students that's going to advocate for a worldview that sees it the other way. And so maybe. I'm sure there will be many thoughts, critiques, commentary. I'm sure there will be lies, manipulations, insults, insinuations, all those things. I don't know. I'm going to do my thing.
We'll see how TPUSA responds. I hope cooler heads prevail, and I hope they're like, okay, let's make this happen. I hope. If you do too, share this video. Because if it happens, I'm there. Anyway. LukeUnfiltered.com. Thank you so much for your support. I can't thank you guys enough. I want to be here for your support. This is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.